What's going on, folks? Welcome to Pro Fan Talk. My name is Marcus Thomas. Happy Thursday to you. What is going on? Happy Thursday to all my people in the chat. Sean Young, as usual, number one out the limo. I appreciate you, brother. Hold on for a second. Let me see. I'm a little blurry here. Let me see if I can get focused. Camera's a little blurry. But what's good, man? What is good, man? Go Birds as usual, Sean. El Malo 215. You don't want no Cowboys. We getting started early. I feel you. Brian Daly, what's good, my brother? Vince, as usual, man. I see you, brother. I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. We need one more out the limo. We got to get five. We got 7 people watching. Not I don't know how many we got on YouTube yet, but we just getting started. It has been a day, a week. I can't, I keep saying this. Martian Lynch 33. Hey, I appreciate you. Do AO. Number 5 out the limo. And my first 5 out the limo are brought to you by Fan Up. Fan Up is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for a 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value. FanUp.app. Let's get it. Pete, what's going on? What's going on? Good evening, man. Listen, I tried to get into basketball, and I've said this before. Every time I try to do something else, the Eagles in the NFL just pull me back in. Like I just can't, I can't get away from it. You know what I'm saying? It just never. It's always something going on. It's always something going on, and today is no different. A couple days ago, everybody was all hot and bothered with what was going on with CJ Gardner-Johnson. We'll get into that a little bit. And now, today, Adam Schefter puts out a tweet about Zeke narrowing down his 3 choices to come play. And of course, one of them is Philadelphia. And the Philadelphia collective just about lost their stuff. They just about lost it. Didn't know what to do. It's funny, man. Listen, this is business. This is business. What's up to all my Facebook people in the Facebook groups and on the A2D Facebook page? I appreciate you. If you in the chat, please give them permission to use your name so I can see who's talking and who's sending questions. If not, write out your name so we can know who you are. But yeah, with Zeke, I understand why people don't want that. I get it. He is the enemy. Been the enemy for 6 years now. It's very difficult to see it any other way. You know, I saw an article, not an article, it was an interview. It was Emmett Smith, I believe. He was on the Pivot with Ryan Clark and all of them. And he was talking about his experience when he played with the Cardinals and he had to play the Cowboys, and he was in the visitors' locker room, and he was telling a story about how he broke down, and because he just didn't feel right. And literally, he said out loud, he said, "I don't belong here." And he said he broke down crying. He said he was boo-hooing. And he said he literally had to get himself together so he could go out and play. But he knew he didn't belong there. So, and it's very similar to this situation with Zeke. Now, I could care less. If he can come help the Eagles get back to the same place we were last year and win the final game, I'm all about that. That's what I'm talking about. Forget all of the other dumb stuff. Players move teams all the time. All the time. Yeah, man. Miles Austin, Murray Scandrick. I have no argument for you, Al. I have no argument for you, bro. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Plus, Rashad Penny, we just got him. Are we going to use him? We ain't bring him here just to sit him on the bench. You know, We already got pieces in place. Listen, and don't get it twisted. Yes, Rashad Penny has been injured, but if you remember, that was the same gripe with Miles Sanders for a time. Couldn't stay healthy. So he's looking for a change of scenery. And the way we use our running backs, he could last a year, man. Everybody's on the pitch count. Clearly, we are not the team to have a number one running back, or else Miles Sanders would have led the league in rushing last year. Miles was averaging over 5 yards a carry for most of the year. He dipped down and then came back up. But for the most part, if they would have fed him like he was a number one running back, I believe he would have led the league in rushing. He had the average yards per carry and stuff like that. We just didn't feed him the ball enough. You know, y'all heard me complain about that. We got pass drunk and we just got away from it. And it almost cost us our spot. Almost cost us the conference. You know what I mean? So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Facebook user, I want to see this. Trade down to 15 to 20, draft Bijan. Put him behind the best offensive line in football. This will help to keep Hurts healthy and will definitely help in controlling the line of scrimmage, not to mention getting back draft capital. I agree, but if we have here's the thing. With everything that's been going on, if by some stretch of the imagination, hey mom, if by some stretch of the imagination, Jalen Carter slips to number 10, we got to get Jalen Carter. Stop messing around. Stop fooling around. If we can do that, you take Jalen Carter. Hold on, let me see. Can I do that? There we go. If you can get Jalen Carter, you take him. If somehow he slips down, yes, or Will Anderson, I agree. If you're not taking the best player available at 10, I think he trades back. Nick, 100%. That's his MO. If he can get more picks, if he can trade down, stay in the first round, and get another pick, take him. Or do the trade. Do the trade. So, but if some way, shape of everybody talking about he had this bad workout, and it was a bad workout. However, y'all know the stuff he got going on down there. So it is my estimation that young man was stressed out. That young fella was stressed out. And don't think that all of a sudden one bad workout, he don't know how to play football. That's the narrative they want to send out. And it's like, what are y'all paying attention to? So flip that, because if you look at the kid from Florida, Richardson. Richardson jumped out the gym at the combine. But if you looked at the tape, you know he's got some deficiencies. So if he puts on an incredible combine workout, but the first thing everybody want to say was, if you look at his tape, he's not quite right for what we want to do. They'll give you every excuse in the world. Well, then flip that. The boy can't be an All-American at Bama doing his thing against the best of the best competition, and all of a sudden he has one bad workout, and all of a sudden nobody wants to draft him. And yeah, that's nonsense. That narrative is nonsense. If he's available, we take him. El Malo, I don't want Dallas getting Bijan either. I can see that happening, but I don't want to see it, because I think Bijan is the type of back that would be most useful in our offense, because if you watch him play, they run a lot of gun formation. So he is used to running east to west, side to side, running out of gun. Zeke does not do that well. I haven't quite watched enough film on Rashad Penny. I'm not sure if he's a downhill runner or if he can go east to west in the gun formation. So we'll have to see about that. But I want to see what's available. Bijan, I mean, He's a difference maker because one of the things I was talking about this morning, my position as a running back, my position is going away. Running backs are going the way of the tight end. We are becoming extinct because now everybody wants that hybrid. Everybody wants Debo. Everybody wants Tyreek Hill, because don't forget, Tyreek Hill was a running back when he came in the league. Everybody wants CMC. Somebody like Kenny Gainwell. You want a running back that does both. There's no more true running backs. I think we're going to see the last of people like Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, people like, I'm a running back, give me the ball, let me do what I do. Because now everybody's pass happy. Everybody's throwing the ball all over the place. So you want somebody that can do both. But a traditional true running back, we're going extinct, man. We're going the way of the CD-ROM, dude. Down. What's good? We are going the way of the CD-ROM, man. So we'll see what happens. Yo, Sean, man, nobody wants, of course, they want to give all of these examples of ex-Cowboys, Keith Adams, Miles Austin, Chris. Joe, hey, get off my boy George, man. George is a friend of mine. Kelvin Martin, DeMarco Murray, Orlando. Now, DeMarco Murray, you can't throw in there because that's Chip Kelly's fault. That was definitely Chip Kelly's fault. Herschel, I played with Herschel. I mean, you're not wrong, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen this year. JC, smoke screen, Dallas. No, we can get Bijan, so they probably sent Zeke to fool us. They're trying to give us the banana in the tailpipe. So, that's crazy, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. Anthony says he'd be interested to see Zeke in the Eagles uniform. Now, first of all, let's throw all of the Dallas hatred out the window for a second. You can get it in a minute. You can get it back in a minute. But right now, let's look at the facts. Let's evaluate Zeke strictly for what he can do. He's got a lot of gas in the tank, in my opinion. But you got to run him right. You got it, because he was killing us, getting them first downs. He's not gonna. He doesn't have to be a 20-25 carry a game guy anymore. He can come in and get them hard yards because he still runs well downhill. He can get one or two. He can be that type of back. So, hey, twin, my twin sister's in the building. So, Zeke can get it done. I just don't think that we need him right now, because we just I'd say stick with Rashad unless somehow Bijan falls in your lap. You got to do that. You can't let if for some reason we're able to get him, you can't let him go. Yeah, that Martian, I said the same thing, dude. 27. He's only 27. He still got good tread now. They've been running him to death down in Dallas. But if you can keep him healthy and upright, and here's the thing, the way we run the ball. Now, granted, we don't know what Brian Johnson is going to do. We don't know how he's going to change things up. We just don't know. So he's seen enough to know what to do and to know what not to do. So we don't know how he's going to operate yet. Some things he's going to change. Some things he's going to keep the same. I would hope one of the things he changes is running Jalen out of the RPO so much. You can still do it, but just don't make that your bread and butter. We had too many good players to do that, to have to do that last year. And it ended up almost costing us the division title, because when Jalen got hurt, he shouldn't have got hurt. We should have been handing the ball off in Chicago. So hopefully he's learned from those mistakes. All right. So we'll see. Please, Howie, do not sign Zeke. We already got 4 running backs. Think about it. Rashad Penny, Kenny Gainwell, the little man. Why am I blanking on his name? Boston Scott. And then we got Trey Sermons. I don't know what the deal is with Trey Sermons. I want to see Trey Sermons. Trey Sermons is the same size as Zeke. I want to see if the boy can run. I don't know what was going on out in San Francisco. I don't know if he just didn't fit their style or whatever, but the kid is a good back. I don't know. I don't know. The very few times I saw him get some clock with us, I liked what I saw. I liked it enough to see, even from that small sample size, I liked it enough to see, like, hey, let's get this kid involved and put the ball in his hands. But it just wasn't in the plans. And that's very, for somebody in that situation, that is very frustrating. Very frustrating. So I don't know. We got backs. We got big backs. I think Rashad Penny, if he stays healthy, though, Rashad Penny is a game breaker. He's faster than Miles Sanders. He's a little bit, I want to say he's a little bit bigger. And he's definitely more explosive. So, Rashad can get out on you. He can take one to the house, and he can run you over. He's got that size. El Malo, I'm with you, man. I'll give Sermon a chance. Let Sermon preach. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the deal is with him. So I don't. That stuff gets weird. You get a moniker or a reputation or a tag on you, and it kind of follows you everywhere. You just want you just want to go somewhere and get a fresh start. And I want to see what he does in camp. I want to see him get a legitimate shot in camp, because I wouldn't mind seeing Trey and Rashad and Kenny Gainwell. But the one thing we have to do, and this is a shout out to Brian Johnson, the one thing we have to do, please, 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 we have got to get our screen game back. I was trying to say this last year. Clearly the Eagles weren't listening. We had 0 screen game. How you going to have 0 screen game when you got Miles Sanders? Because quiet as kept, Miles can catch the ball. Boston Scott can catch the ball. Gainwell can catch the ball. Dallas Goedert. We ran, how many tight end screens did we run? It seemed like we didn't use it right, if at all. So we've got opportunities to improve our offense with the tools that we already have. Everybody, our offensive line is still going to be good. We got one hole to fill. We got to fill Sayamalu. We got to fill Dillard. Dillard wasn't a starter though. We got to fill Sayamalu. I think they're going to move Jurgens to left guard or right guard. However they figure that out. But the offensive line is solid. Kelsey's going to be here another year. Like I said, Jurgens is going to either be left guard or right guard, but he's going to get the clock this year. He's going to start this year. And then when Kelsey finally retires, he's going to move over. Or God forbid, if Kelsey gets hurt, he's going to step in. Jurgens is ready to play now. Offense is set. We're not really losing anybody. We got another running back. If everybody can stay remotely healthy, we'll be fine. Defense, everybody's going off about C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. And I don't know who this man has been listening to. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I'm hollering at you all the way in Detroit. If you listening, I don't know where you're getting your information from, but rest assured, 98% of the people from Philly fans, did not want you to go. So I'm not sure where the energy is and all these tweets you putting out and deleting, but most of the fans in Philadelphia did not want you to go. They wanted Howie to sign you first. I'm very curious to see what that first offer was from Howie Roseman to CJGJ. I want to see what that first offer was. And he just outshot his market. Y'all know my logic. When you get Pro Bowl play, when you have Pro Bowl players, you got to pay Pro Bowl money. So I have no problem at all with CJ Gardner-Johnson going to get his bag because he earned it. But you got to look at the market. The market was why Howie Roseman had leverage. They were looking at that dude in Atlanta. I believe Bates is his name in Atlanta that got that like $40 million contract. He got some ridiculous contract for safety. And then it was like almost an 18 or $20 million difference to the next one under him. He was the outlier at that position. So I can understand why Gardner-Johnson was reaching for that. I mean, he balled out now, but I just think he overshot the market and he played it right. He didn't want to take the Eagles' first offer. He wanted to shop around and see what he could get. And while he was shopping around, we re-signed Slay and we re-signed Bradbury. Because if you look at the timeline, it was very interesting where it was very interesting when the whole thing with Slay happened. Slay didn't think he was going to be re-signed because even Slay knew Gardner-Johnson was the priority. So Slay thought, he was like, hey, it's been real. I went further than I ever thought I would go, and time to get my bag. Slay was good. He was like, it's been real, Philly. I love y'all. Getting messages from his wife, and because anytime you getting, anytime the wife is sending messages, they done talked about it. Like, yep, don't look like it's gonna happen. And then all of a sudden it was a 180. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. I'm signing, now I'm back, and everybody was happy. So Slay knew they were going after CJ Gardner-Johnson. Not quite sure about the whole Bradbury thing, but when he nixed that first offer, that gave Howie, I guess, the capital to say, I'm going to sign both of them. Bradbury took a little discount because he could have got more money somewhere else. And that just makes you give props to Jalen Hurts, because the only reason that players like that will stay, number one, they read the market correctly, but you want to stay with a winner. You want to stay with a winner because they know they're going to win games next year. The Philadelphia Eagles are a destination team now. Now you can have legitimate big names. Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh showed you that. And they got exactly what they asked for. They got to the top of the mountain. So, Anthony, I'm with you. CJGJ should have fired his agent, not for the tweet, but for not being able to read the market. Absolutely. Vince, you're absolutely right, bro. But I still want to see what that first offer was. So, hey, CJ didn't get his bag. What CJ did, CJ is gambling on next season. That's what CJ Gardner-Johnson is doing. He took that $8 million or whatever it is to hold him over, which probably couldn't have been too much off of what we offered him right off the bat. Because if you look at Slay's deal and Bradbury's deal, that's probably what they offered him. And if he would have taken it, Slay and or Bradbury would have had to take less. And one of those two probably would have been gone. So, CJ Gardner-Johnson, basically, he is gambling on whatever he does next year. Because if he balls out, then he gets his bag and going into 24. But here's what you're gambling. Number one, your team has got to be good. You want to go back to the playoffs. Number two, you got to play at least as good as you did the previous year. He led the league in interceptions. It should have been hands down. He should have had about 9 picks, but he dropped them. I say Slay should have had about 6 or 7 picks, and Gardner-Johnson should have had about 9 when you look at all of the ones that they dropped. So he's got to play at least up to that level again, right? And here's the most important thing. He has to stay healthy, or he's going to find himself in the same boat that Lamar's in. He's got to stay healthy. Those 3 things are very difficult because it's not all on you. It's not all on you. A lot of his success is going to depend on the environment that's around him. If everybody's falling down, if Detroit has a rash of injuries and they can't make it up, he's probably going to be unhappy. Detroit is on the rise. They had a good free agency. They're not done. They're going to have a decent draft. They got a ton of draft picks. So Detroit's in a good spot. They are definitely on the rise. And for everybody that got bent out of shape because he said Detroit was a little bit better than the Eagles, what did you expect him to say? He's ingratiating himself with the new team. You're going to say stuff like that. Man, throw that with a grain of salt. That don't mean nothing. At the end of the day, it all comes down to what he's going to do on the field anyways. So you can say that, man. It's all good. Your first press conference, you're supposed to make nice with your new community, with the new press members and all of that kind of stuff. He knows what the deal is. Detroit knows what the deal is. But Detroit is happy. They're in a situation where they know they are on the rise. And they know that everybody else knows it too. We caught all of that flack because Detroit put 35 on us. We won that game, 35-38? That was a rough game. That was a tough game. And it was like, okay, Detroit's got a pretty decent team. But everybody wanted to think of them like the old Detroit. Give no respect. They didn't want to give Detroit no respect. And then go to the end of the year, Detroit was not the team you wanted to play if you needed to win to get to the playoffs. So Detroit is on the come up this year. And they're going to have a good team next year. But you got to put it down on the field. They still got Jared Goff behind the center. Some people don't think he is, where he should be. But, don't sleep. You might not like Jared Goff, but he did go to a Super Bowl. He in the same boat like Jalen is right now. So I don't get caught up with all that kind of stuff. But because at the end of the day, it comes down to what's going on in the field. Frank, my dude, you are at MSG. Wishing the best of your luck to your Colonels. Didn't they lose today? I think EKU lost today. Or was it the lady? I don't know. I heard EKU lost. I don't know. But I appreciate it though, bro. So we got a lot of stuff. Oh, and what I was saying about our offense is straight. We are good. Need a couple pieces. We'll be good to go. Interested to see what Brian Johnson's going to do. We'll be fine. Defense is where we got to fill the holes. We know Nakobe Dean is coming, right? We know he's going to do what he's going to do. So we are not worried about that. And then you got Nicholas Moreau. I didn't really read too much on Nicholas Moreau, but he's solid. I haven't watched too much of his tape. I gotta jump on that. You already know how I feel about Nakobe Dean. I think, in my opinion, next year we are going to be complaining about Gannon. Like, how is Nakobe Dean? How come he did not play last year? That's going to be a gripe of ours. I think Nakobe Dean is going to be that good. So again, you got to wait till they get on the field, but that's just my thing. So so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Our defense is straight, right? And let's not forget, man. Let's not forget. We lost Hargrave, but it ain't like we got chopped liver either. You know, we still got Sweat, we still got Milt Williams, we still got Jordan Davis, and we still got Brandon Graham, and we still got Derek Barnett, and we still got Fletcher Cox. We are good on the defensive line. And not for nothing, even though he's got the reputation of being a headache, being that guy now. Yo, don't sleep on Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett is a playmaker. The problem is that everybody thinks of him as that guy that's always jumping off sides. Everybody remembers that where they got Nick Sirianni on the sideline. He jumped off sides. He got some type of penalty, and Nick Sirianni was like, it's always something with that guy. Like, so if he can get over that hump and just keep his wits about him in the game, during the game, I think Derek Barnett, he going to come off that edge and be a beast, man. Derek Barnett is not no scrub. So our defensive line is straight. Yes, it hurt to lose Hargrave, because Hargrave was a baller, man. Hargrave was a baller. But we're good. We're good. Josh Sweat, we're good. Milt Williams is going to be in the rotation a lot more than he was last year. We're good. So it always seems a little bit different or dire because we don't we're seeing different people. When we see different people, you automatically think something's wrong. And it's like, you know, it's like Sheldon on Big Bang Theory. You don't like change. You gotta it's a part of the game. It's part of the business. So I think we'll be fine. And dude, I'm with you. But listen, Barnett is fine. He just needs to be, his mental game has got to get better. That's all. No dumb penalties, no jumping offside, like stuff like that. That's the only thing. That's the only knock, in my opinion, on Barnett. He's not the smartest player on the field. And everybody knows that he's had a couple penalties that cost us. So, Linval, I would sign Linval Joseph. I would sign him back. He's a tad bit younger than Sue. Sue was good, though, man. I didn't expect Sue to be that good. Honest to God, I thought like, hey, they were just run stoppers, and okay, we got some veteran leadership coming in there, and both of them, they came in and they made their presence known. They came in, was that the Colts, when we played the Colts, and I believe they made an immediate impact. And I was like, wow, these boys are taking care of themselves. I wouldn't want to sign both of them unless the price was right. But I mean, if we could, that would be great. But if I had my choice of one or the other, I would probably go Linval Joseph. But you can't go wrong either way. You can't go wrong either way. Yeah, Vince, they got busy, man. They got busy, and I know they both had that half a sack, but the fact that they couldn't, Indy's offensive line couldn't move them. So it really disrupted their run game. So it was very impressive what they did, and they played solid throughout the whole year. That rotation we had, and I would believe that Howie's trying to get that back. He's trying to bring that rotation back. We don't have the same people, but we can have good players. You keep them in there fresh, and the big thing is, what is Jordan Davis going to do? That's the big thing. What is Jordan Davis? with his situation with his size, how is that gonna hurt him? Is he gonna have to be on the pitch count? Can he be in there on pass downs? Like stuff like that. If he can drop, I don't know how much he weighs now, but if he can get down to like 340, 350, you might get a couple extra plays out of him. But his stamina is definitely a question mark. But I want to see, like, let him loose so you can see exactly what you got. You can see exactly what you need to do. We should have been finding that out last year. So, yeah, I know Sue wants another ring, but let's keep it real, But I mean, if they want to sign him, either him or Linval Joseph, I don't care. Either one. They were solid. They would earn it. If they want to be snipers again and come back during week 8, if they can play like they did this year, do it. Maybe Howie got them on the speed dial to let them know, like, hey, week 8, week 9, we'll be calling you. Just keep yourself in shape. Because clearly they know how to do that. Working out from home or whatever. So, yeah, we talked about that, man. A lot of news about Zeke. So we'll see what's gonna happen, man. We'll see what's gonna happen. But we got a lot of picks. That's the question. What are we gonna do with that mock draft though? Or with the draft? I'm sorry. Does Howie keep the number 1 pick, or does he trade down for a lower first round pick and another, maybe a 4th or a 5th round pick? I could see him staying in the first round and something else, but that Christian Gonzalez, man, I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty. That's pretty. 6'1", 200 pounds, got a good wingspan, 4.38 speed at 6'1". That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Going up against those big receivers, you got the wingspan to match. You can go up the match. You got the speed to match. That's what you want. Now I understand why everybody was looking at him instead of Witherspoon. Witherspoon, hey, he ain't no slouch either. But I want the bigger player. They both got equal speed, but I'll take that bigger wingspan. But you can't go wrong either way. You can't go wrong either way. Because again, when you're up at this level, their body of work on tape is solid. Either one. Witherspoon or Gonzalez. Doesn't matter. I got a feeling if Gonzalez is at 10, I say take him. Take him. Because now you got a young player at his position, and now you got Slay and Bradbury in his ear. You got Avonte Maddox in his ear, teaching him how to play the position. That's what you want, because you want your draft picks to go to the next level. And the best way to do that, you got to play with somebody that can take you to the next level. Get in your ear, tell a rook how to maneuver, and perfect place for him. Either one of them. Perfect place for him. Specifically at that position. So, it's hard to see what we value the most. Very difficult to see. This is an old mock. I thought this was a new one, but no, this is an old one. Because it looks like they got trades added in there because Indianapolis is not number 1. Or did Chicago trade? Or did that? Yeah, Chicago did trade, right? So CJ Stroud is going to be the first. It's a good chance that I think CJ Stroud is going to go first. Bryce Young is going to go second. Anthony Richardson or Levis. Levis ain't going to Las Vegas. That's not happening. But I think Richardson, because I think Bryce Young gonna end up in Houston. I think Bryce Young is gonna end up in Houston. Um, I see Stroud. It's either it's either one. They can go either way. Either Stroud's gonna be in Indy and Richardson's gonna be in Houston, or vice versa. Or not Richardson, but Bryce Young. Bryce Young in Houston, or Bryce Young will be in Indy, and it all depends on what they want to do with that number one pick, what they decide. So Bryce Young is getting killed for his size. That's the only reason. But like I said before, like listen, man, that kid's been playing, starting at Alabama and just wrecking shop, just eating people alive. Playing, being, and he's always been 5'10", 5'11", playing behind 6 foot. Most of the guys on Alabama, I looked it up. They only have 2 players under 6'5", and they are 6'4". So the whole notion of he can't play behind a tall offensive line, I believe they get 3 guys that are 6'6", 1 guy that's 6'5", and 2 guys that are 6'4". He's used to playing on a big offensive line. He can see above the line. I don't think he'll have a problem. He's used to it. He's been doing this, and he's not somebody that's always running around. That joker stays in the pocket and delivers the ball where it needs to be. Y'all can sleep on him if you want to. But he gonna come in and light somebody up. He is not a Malik Willis. Not at all. That boy is a drop back quarterback and can read a defense and can light you up. So they can hate on his size if they want to, but Anthony Richardson is the one that's going to need to work. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. A lot of big questions to answer, man. Lots of questions to answer. Everybody's mad about that Zeke Elliott stuff. Everybody's mad at that. I don't know. Yeah, like I said earlier, man, Zeke is only 27, dude. He's still considered in his prime. When you prime, that's 24 to 27 years old. So he had the last year of his prime. And you still get that joker going, man. He can still run you over and still run by you. Don't get it twisted, man. There's a reason we don't like Zeke in Philly, because he was running over us. That first game we played, he was killing us. Then they would kill us with the play action. Come on, let's not forget. Put the hatred of the Cowboys to the side. Zeke can still ball. He can still tote that rock. So, I wouldn't be mad at that, John. I don't know, but it all depends on how he wants to do. I would take Bijan, but I know we need that safety on defense. So, let's make it happen. This is one of those situations where you can't really go wrong. The reason I like Bijan, I don't know if I said it earlier, is because he's played out of gun formation. Yeah. So Gonzalez, though, man, we need a safety, though. We just need to draft a safety so we can just have it. So we can just have it, and we know what we got, and we know what we're rocking with. Because defense is where all of our question marks are. Defenses, and I think a lot of people are looking at the Bijan pick because they just don't want Dallas to get him. Because rest assured, don't think that Dallas won't try to move up if that's who they want. Because they just got rid of Zeke. You think they won't try to replace him? But what would that do to Pollard? Pollard's coming off injury, so I mean, there's so many ways that this can go. So many ways that this can go. It all depends on what they want to do. I'm the more I really think about it, I really want Gonzalez, but looking at our track record, looking at Howie's track record, right? He'll probably trade down. If he can get a lower first round pick, stay in the first round, and add another pick, he will probably trade that pick. That would not surprise me because somebody's going to slip. I don't see anybody doing the same thing like Nakobe Dean last year. That was just I still think that somebody tried to sabotage the young man, but that's just me. But that happens every draft. Somebody slips for one reason or another. So who's it going to be, and will we be in the right position to scoop somebody up? Don't know. Do not know. Rob Povia, what's good, brother? Yeah, a lot of people. I was talking to my boy Paul Spencer. Um, and it's like there's just a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk. I'm not. I don't take it personal. I don't. I hate the Cowboys, but I don't take it personal. I do not take it personal. If it's somebody that can come and help this team to where we can get back to where we were, we need to do that. So, Nolan Smith at 10. Nolan. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I think he'll be available, but I think there are others uh, who are available. My top 3 would be Jalen Carter, number 1. If he's not available, Christian Gonzalez. If he's not available, Devin Witherspoon. If the Raiders do Raiders things, Sean, you ain't wrong, bro. Yeah. And let me say something. This one of the scariest things about the Cowboys is that, and you can see it, Jerry Jones. Like when Jerry Jones is out of the picture and his sons are running the team and all of that kind of stuff, that's when Dallas is going to be good again. When Jerry Jones is out of the picture, when I think it's Stephen Jones, when he's the guy running the team now, Dallas is going to be a problem. Because I think right now Jerry Jones is still getting in his own way. The biggest hindrance to the Cowboys is Jerry Jones. They've had a pretty good offseason. They've got some good free agents. So it's all about what they do in the draft. But it's nice to be in a situation that everybody's playing catch up with us. The Giants, Washington, the Cowboys, everybody in the NFC. They're playing catch up with us. You don't know what the 49ers are going to do. They're still going to have their offense, but what is their defense going to look like? You don't know. Carolina's rebuilding. Atlanta, ain't no telling what's going to happen in Atlanta. Green Bay, you don't know what's happening in Green Bay. So the most, it's us, it's the Cowboys. I think Washington is taking a step forward, but you still don't know. Washington's defense is good, but they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do on offense. And I still don't believe they have a quarterback. Eric Bieniemy is good. I don't know if he's that good. So we're still the team to catch in the NFC. Jerry Jones should have been shut it down. He should have let his sons run the team years ago. Years ago. Think about it like this. Can you imagine if after every Eagles game, Jeffrey Lurie was holding a press conference, like like a like a like a tabloid style press conference? That would bug the hell out of us. And that's what Jerry Jones does. He'll have these press conferences, or he'll say something. And you know what? I said this during the season, when now, because I don't necessarily believe it now because he's showing cracks. But I was like, when Jerry Jones is out of the picture, um and your boy, why am I blanking on his name? Your boy is the leader of Dallas, Micah Parsons. When Micah Parsons is the leader of the Cowboys and Jerry Jones is out of the picture, Dallas is going to be a problem. I feel better saying that now because I know Philadelphia, we got our ducks in a row. Our offense is still deadly. So we're still the team to beat in the NFC. But we're a little bit ahead of Dallas right now. I don't know Dallas's play calling is going to be a help or a hindrance next year. We'll find out. Sean, I saw that. I was ready for that, dude. I saw that when it happened. Torn ACL. I knew it. If y'all saw my stuff on my Facebook group, as soon as it happened, and this is like something when you hit this is why players are trying to get their money. I don't care what sport you're in. This is why they go after that money. He was doing a routine ground ball. It was coming at him hot, took a weird hop, so he stepped backwards. He just stepped back and he planted that foot at maybe an odd angle, and he tweaked at an odd angle, and the warranty on his knee expired. There's nothing you can do about that. That is just the way it goes. They're playing on natural grass, so it's not a turf issue, artificial turf issue. Um, and it's just I saw that and I was like, that's why these boys want their money early. That's why they want it early, because you never know what can happen. Very routine ground ball. Wasn't hot. The dude didn't blast the cover off the ball. Nothing. Nothing. And he's out for the year. So yeah, that sucked to see that, man. And also, um, just to give him a little bit of love, man, JoJo is playing well. However, I refuse to just go crazy about Joel Embiid until we get to the playoffs. Right now, he's playing out of his mind. He's playing out of his mind because he wants that MVP. He wants that MVP trophy. I went on ahead and bought my little like I had to do it. It was like $30. Like I had to do it. Matches my computer. I got the Phillies logo or the 76ers logo on my computer. My water cooler and I got all my fans in my computer with the red, white, and blue. So like I had to do it. It matched. So I keep telling myself I'm gonna do like some stop motion animations or something, but we don't got time for that. But JoJo, my only thing for you, brother, is keep it together, stay healthy, and then just unleash in the playoffs. I want to see some of these 30, 35-point games in the playoffs. Double doubles. Yeah. Don't get to the playoffs and then just I don't want to see that. I need you to take control, bro. That's all I got for basketball. I keep trying to get into basketball, but the Eagles just don't stop. Eagles won't stop, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Public Enemy, you must have just got here, man. There is a chance that we draft a running back. I don't know. I don't know. I would mind Robinson, but Bijan, but that's not Howie's MO. You know what I'm saying? That's not. He's going to go defense. He's not going to go linebacker. He'll probably. I'm thinking he's either going to go one of the defensive linemen, defensive ends, or the safety. I would rather have the safety. That's just my opinion. Maurice. Oh, you okay? You talking about JoJo? Is he being selfish for wanting the MVP? No, I don't think he's being selfish for wanting the MVP. However, comma, um, I did think it was a little immature that he, in my opinion, that he pouted a little bit last year when he didn't win the MVP. It was close. The other dude probably should have won it, so it could have went either way. So I wasn't mad at this selection, but I was just a little mad at his attitude after he didn't win it. Like, screw the MVP. Like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts should have won the MVP, but Patrick Mahomes was just off the charts. Jalen Hurts should have been the league MVP if Patrick Mahomes didn't exist. Joel Embiid, like, he, for all intent and purposes, was pouting last year at the end of the year because he didn't win it, and it looked like that kind of attitude carried over in the playoffs. And it's like, listen, bro, you can't get bounced in the second round again. Like, dude, we gotta be conference champs. We gotta be playing for the title this year. It's been 40-something years since the 76ers have been to the finals. Not the finals, but have won the title. 40 plus something years. It was like 80. What year was that? 82? That the Sixers won? It's a long time. Long time ago. Tom, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I don't see anybody that should beat them. I don't see anybody that should beat them, but they got to be on their P's and Q's, and they got to come correct. They got to come correct. We can't have Harden can't disappear. They got to keep this energy up and keep doing what they're doing. Whatever they feeding JoJo, keep feeding them. You know, I'm old school, so I get bent out of shape when he's always jacking them threes up, and he's 7'2". But hey, if that's what he's doing, that's what he's doing, man. 83. Thank you, Sean. That was 83. So the Sixers look good, man. I just want them to keep that momentum. That's why I'm not getting. I have quiet enthusiasm for the 76ers. That's what I have. You know it's there. You just don't. You don't get too excited. You kind of hold on and you just nod and you approve and you say, "I like the way this is going." You just go to the next game, and then when the playoffs come in, that's when you ramp it up. That's when you got to get that energy. So I want to see what they're gonna do. Harden might leave the Sixers at the end of the year. That's possible. It depends on what we do. It depends on what we do. So, but they're looking good, and I want to see them continue. I want to see them continue. So we got we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. Eagles are in a good spot. 76ers are in a good spot. In spite of what happened today with Reese Hoskins, the Phillies are definitely in a good spot. Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber coming off that World Baseball Classic have just been on fire. Trey Turner hit another bomb today. Another one. So he's got that momentum going, man. Schwarber's on fire. When Bryce Harper gets back, man, the expectations for the Phillies is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All of our squads, with the exception of the Flyers, all of our squads are balling. The soccer team's going to be good. The Union, they're going to be good again. Phillies are going to be good again. Sixers going into the playoffs, and the Eagles, we should be right where we 4 out of 5. We just got to get them Flyers together. Come on, Briere. We got to get these Flyers together, man. I want to be 5 for 5 in the city. It ain't hard to do. We can do it. We got to get a couple pieces together. I hope Tortorella don't drive them nuts. So, come on. Middlebrook, don't kill me like that, man. Don't kill the mood, bro. Don't kill the mood, dude. Oh my God. We gonna bring up McClung and have him dunk on everybody. That's what we're gonna do. That'll be his Linsanity moment. We got to do something though. We got to be ready to ball, man. Ain't no more excuses this year. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Anthony, yeah, you're not wrong, bro. If they don't get it done this year, the process is officially over, in my opinion. And we got to start from scratch. Not from scratch, but you understand what I'm saying. So we got some things to do, man. We got some choices to make. Howie Roseman is in the spotlight. Let's go, Howie. No whammies. Big bucks. We got to make the right choice. Got to get the right players. The more I think about it, the more I think he is going to trade down, which is going to upset a lot of people because I think one of the players that we want will probably be available. Doc Rivers should get fired if they don't do anything. Not that he should get fired, but it's time for him to go. Need a new logic in the gym. But how he's going to do it, Doc, just get good night, Mom. Just get it together. Doc Rivers, get them together and have them ready for the playoffs. The Phillies will be ready. I don't think the Phillies are going to have a slow start like they did last year. I think we are a lot more together as a team, and I mean like together, like that energy is there, and we don't need the last year with the Phillies was like having to pull the lawnmower like 5-6 times before you get it to start. I think right now, I think you take one pull on that lawnmower and it's ready to go. So the Phillies will be good. I don't know who's going to be Temple's coach. I have no idea. But we're ready to go, man. A lot of stuff going on. This week is probably going to be crazy again. But we'll be here for it, man. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in. Check out my boys later on tonight at Birds of a Feather. Sean, what's good, man? Do you see us drafting an edge rusher or a cornerback? I want the cornerback or a safety. I want it to be either Jalen Carter or I know there's a couple of other edge rushers that people were looking at, but I either want Carter or Gonzalez. Carter, Gonzalez, or Witherspoon. I'm trying to keep it simple. We know what our need is, and let's go get the need. Let's fill that gap. That's what we need to do. Maybe we'll get a good linebacker in one of the lower rounds, but if we have somebody like that, they're not going to be ready to play. Later, Vince. Appreciate you, bro. So, like I said, we got choices. We got choices. But I'm going to get up on out of here, man. William, I appreciate you, bro. Vince, Sean, Mom for stopping by, Anthony, Thomas Arnone, Mr. A2D himself. Appreciate you, bro. Maurice, Public Enemy number 1, El Malo. Good show tonight, man. Good show tonight. So stay tuned. Check me out at A2D Radio. Check me out on my YouTube channel, Pro Fan Talk. I'll be putting out daily content. We're going to keep this thing moving, man. Let's keep this thing growing. All right, y'all have a good week. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Hopefully, this spring will bring some normal weather, some consistently nice weather so I can get out on that grill and get it started. And I will see you guys next week, man. Have a good week. Have a good weekend.